A warm welcome to all of you and a heartfelt namaste. I, Anuradha Sharda, would like to thank all of you for watching our videos, writing in your suggestions and your comments, and liking and sharing our videos. Today, we are going to talk on transits. This transit of Ketu from the Sagittarius um, sign has been a life changing and a path breaking kind of transit, because as Ketu has transited through this sign, it has it has definitely unearthed our very value systems, and it has also changed our outlook towards life. Very things that we took for granted, be it our lifestyles, be it our uh, unawareness, or being very very cruel towards nature, all these things have been taken for a ride. And we are now, it has this Ketu, when it has been transiting through Mula, has made us more spiritual, more nature loving, more peaceful, and more compassionate for others. As this Ketu continues to move in the Abhukt Mool Gandhant zone, that is that 8 Gatikas of Mula, relating to 3 degree 20 minutes of the first pad of Mula, right at the beginning of the junction of Sagittarius, and at the other end, that is in Scorpio, the last 2 degree 30 minutes of Jesht Nakshatra. This is a Gandhant, this is a zodiacal region which is said to be very, very difficult to cross, and yet cross Ketu will, because nothing stays on forever. Every planet is in continuous transit, and even the most difficult of times will be overcome. It is just a matter of 2 months that, having endured so much, enduring those 2 months, we will simply be released from a lot of uh, built up, pent up emotions, pent up karma in our life. This Ketu, when it moves into the nakshatra of Jeshta, which is ruled by Indra, the lord of the Devatas, and it is, Indra is not just the a person. It is it is a position like the CEO of a company. When a being attains so much of power and of penance, and when a being has so much of has done so much of mm, religious austerities, and also got a mind frame which is extremely dedicated, focused, and powerful, then that being, also having done 100 Ashwamedha yags, a lot of things that come into the scriptures, gets the supreme position amongst the devatas, then it is known as the position of Indra. So this is supposed to be a very high position. And let's not forget, Ketu also moves into its own sign of Scorpio. So in such a case, this Ketu would have the ability to deliver us from many problems that we have come across in the last zodiacal transit of Ketu. Also, having shown us what the basis could really teach us, it will now have the liberating effect and carrying us from um, from darkness to lightness, tamsoma jyotirgame. And this is a time when we, with having practiced a lot of balance, having practiced a lot of restraint, will now be able to understand what comfort and ease is, with a great, with a different sense, with a great deal. So now, having covered the mundane part of transit of Ketu, let us move on to the Lagna wise part of transit of Ketu, from Mul to Jesht. As Ketu moves from Mul to Jesht for Aries Lagna, eighth house for Aries, it moves into the eighth house of for the Aries Lagna. It moves into the houses of, it moves into to the nakshatra of Mercury, and it moves into the house of penance. It moves into the house of enlightenment. It also moves into the house of inheritance. The third house and the sixth house is ruled by Mercury, and Ketu moves into Mercury's nakshatra. In such a case, one can see that one is moving or enduring towards making themselves more heard, because third house is the house of speech, communication, writing, all those things, and is also internalizing their their energy, because as one internalizes their energy, their outer ability and expression grows. So this is something that Ketu in this transit might teach us, to move more within, so that we are more able to withstand and show more courage on the outside. Also, we see that the eighth house is the house of inheritance. It's also our in-laws. So there can be certain teachings, certain past life karmas that we have to undergo with our in-laws, or the Aries lagna would have to learn about their spouse's income. These are the few teachings that Ketu would like to impart when it is crossing the Jeshth nakshatra in particular. As for the other nakshatras, as Ketu and Rahu keep transiting, I would be coming up with them as on those times. When for the Taurus Lagna, as Ketu moves in the seventh house being the house of spouse, the seventh house being the house of partnership, Ketu represents prosperity. Ketu also represents the the ideology of prosperity towards others and also helping others. We can see that as Rahu Ketu would be transiting over the Lagna, then it is quite a change. That could be change in your partnerships. There could also be a rise in your prosperity levels through partnerships, because Ketu here is the Mercury here is the lord of the second and the fifth house, which are the house of material gains, and it is also the house of your purva punya or luck, something that resonates very strongly with Ketu. So you have to be very, very nice with your partners, professional and personal. And the times is that because of them, there could be a lot of upliftment in your life. Fifth house also relates to children. So there could be, and the seventh house relates to your second child. So there could be, for people who are planning on their second child, this child could be bringing in his or her share of luck in your life, and could also be a learning lesson for you. When we move on to the Gemini Lagna, for the Gemini Lagna, this is it's a relief when you're the upside downs that you've seen in your life because of transit of Rahu Ketu on your 1-7 axis. It is now in your 12/6 axis, and the sixth house is the house of Rog Ripu Rin, your maternal cousins. That is, this is the house of your health issues, it is the house of the enemies, and it is the house of your interest. That is the interest, the loans that you would have been taken, you could need to repay them, or it is also the time for travels. It is sixth house is the house of service, and Ketu is also a planet that would give you good service. So in that case, it is a time for you to uh, do selfless service, not wanting anything in return. But the sixth house, as usual, is the Artha house. That means it would always be anything that is there in the sixth house at the end of the day would end up giving you one thing or the other, one way or the other. So do the service, don't want anything in return, but know that the return will come in some form or the other. When we move through Cancer Lagna, for the Cancer, Ketu is in the fifth house. The fifth house Ketu in Jeshta will definitely bring in prosperity, especially for and with children, because this Ketu may take your children a little far from you, but it could make them more spiritual. Your Purvabhas, or your intuitive powers, because fifth house also talks about your intuitive powers, may be on the rise, and there are chances that you might just be lucky for unknown reasons, because the fifth house is also the house of luck, and Ketu and Rahu have the ability to give sudden rises and sudden luck in life. And Mercury would also definitely show certain travels away from home. So when Ketu is traveling through this nakshatra of Jeshta for you, there are huge possibilities that you would be traveling in spite or with the corona um, pandemic going on, but travels are there for you. As Ketu moves, as we move on to the Leo Lagna, we see that Ketu is in your fourth house. Your fourth house is the house of security. The fourth house is your house where you save things, where it's also your vault. It also consists of the elderlies at your home, and it also is a very strong house of emotions. Let's not forget the mother altogether. So there are chances that your house or your home you could feel a sense of deja vu with these things. And your career could be on you could be looking out for an alternative career for more money. That's a search could be on for you, with Rahu moving into Mrigasira, the star of search. You could be looking out for more in life in terms of career, and the house could be taking a back seat, and your mother in particular is one person you may not be paying too much of attention to. But this is a time when things will evolve from your mother to your mother, so do pay attention to her, and you will rise in life. When we talk about the Virgo Lagna, we will see that for you, Ketu is in the third house while Rahu moves into the ninth house. The third house, being the first Upachaya house, is a great house for Ketu to be in. There's definitely a very strong dare, because Ketu is in its own house, in its own, and in the third house, in the sign of Scorpio, which is the Jeshta Nakshatra. In this Jeshta Nakshatra, Ketu gives you an ability to plan how you are going to successfully move ahead in life and conquer all that comes on your path. So this is a good period for you to invest your thought process properly before Ketu moves on beyond the last 2 degree 30 minutes of Jeshta, and then you can have a rolling and a more productive period in terms of third house of subconscious mind, third house of writing, third house of easy grasping, and the third house of communication. As we move further, for the Libra Lagna, Ketu is in the second house in Jeshta Nakshatra, and it's also in the house of monies, and in the nakshatra of monies and great monies. So when Ketu in the second house would mean money, finance, family values taking very strong role in your life. These are the areas where you would experience a great sense and a great addiction. So it's very important that you focus certain attention, though it's going to be again your sudden events in your life may take your attention away from home, but these events, these sudden events that you will find in your life will have a reflection on your home, your wealth, and your status also. So be very careful about those other events. For the Scorpio Lagna, the for the Scorpio Lagna, Ketu moves into your over your Lagna, and in on your Rahu Ketu is on your 1-7 axis, and in such a case, it is seen that there will be a lot of changes in life. Lots of things that you're well aware of about yourself will resurface, and it is time that you pay a good deal of attention. Search out for certain matters regarding your the place that you want to be in. There could be a search for you to find a holding a foothold in any company that you work in, and in your house regarding your relationship, and Ketu would definitely help you get that foothold, because you have experienced certain things. It bears repetition to say right here that when Rahu Ketu come back on an axis, for us, many of us, it is coming back for the second or the third time, then those events in life which you would not have been able to complete in its last transit will definitely resurface, and it is time now to set them correct. Once you've set those events correct, then you will have accepted, understood, and lived those lessons and moved forward. So when it is on your 1/7 axis, it is a very important thing that this axis brings forth certain things that you were born to do, which you probably have not even started working on. Such events relating to partnerships, such events relating to your health issues, such events relating to your addictions, be it the addiction of a good book, a cup of coffee, or the other addictions, are definitely going to come into forefront, and the only way that you can see them through is with patience and with regular practice of your meditation, because let's not forget that Indra rose to power only with his austerities and meditative penance. As we move over to Sagittarius, Ketu moves into the 12th house. The 12th house is the house of seclusion. 12th house is the house of ashrams, hospitals, and 12th house is the house of charities and penance. Ketu shows penance, Ketu shows charities, Ketu shows worship of the goddess and Lord Ganesha. So it's time when you put in focus in your energy either into meditation or some ashram. Otherwise, the other sides of hospitals and isolation is already taking a toll on the lives of many other people. As Rahu moves into the sixth house for us, there could be issues which could get a hold on you, those issues that you have been careless about in the past, not been so alert about in the past, those legal issues can take you to a certain stand. As we move ahead into Capricorn, we see that Ketu has again moved into an Apache house, that is the 11th house, and Rahu has moved into the 5th house. This is a time when you might feel a change in your ideologies regarding your religion, in your ideologies about the mantras, about how you want your future to shape up to. This is also a time when you might just feel like cutting off what is unnecessary for you from your social circle and learn to grow in a unidirectional way, learn to focus on how you would be growing in your personal lives, and making your personal life and your children in your home are the areas that definitely will need more attention, but will, as I always said, because of the Rahu Ketu being on an axis, so Ketu could be an area where you would be restricting, because 8th house and 11th house are very contradictory uh, in their approach to things. As we move to the Aquarius Lagna, for the Aquarius Lagna, Ketu is in the 10th house and Rahu is in the 4th house. Ketu in the 10th house, in the nakshatra of Jeshta, plods you, probes you to think deeper, to work on areas of your business that you have not worked on for quite some time and have been lazy probably in that area, and you would need to move ahead. This Ketu in the 10th house prods you to go ahead, achieve new peaks, but do that only after 2 degree 30 minute of the last part of the zodiac of Scorpio has been covered, and you're likely to find success, because Ketu always gives one prosperity and great deal of wealth when right measures are applied, and Sam Dam Dandabhe that you hear Indra implying are not put into action. When we come finally to the Pisces Lagna, for the Pisces Lagna, Ketu is in the 9th house, a very, very beautiful place to be in. And I'm happy to end this video with the Pisces Lagna and Ketu in the 9th house. Pisces, 9th house, and Ketu are good points because they all resonate towards upliftment, towards meditation, and all the cure of finding the center of your being can be got from these three combinations. So it's a very beautiful time for the Pisces Lagna people to find their bearings, and spiritually this period is going to be a very uplifting period. It is a time when a person would be at peace with oneself, and would also get a lot of divine interventions and divine help and divine protection when the time for them, when there is any problematic period, even for certain periods during this transit, then they will always have some divine justice working for them. So we need to understand that Ketu through Jeshta brings out the best in a person, because it helps a person harness the power of penance that Indra accumulated over a period of time. Whatever be your area of contention, when you move into a deeper meditative state, when you do not react with 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 fear, when you do not react with anger, as Indra sometimes has the ability or does do that, then when you react with a lot of patience, that is a time when Ketu will help you endure and overcome the perils, as is the Yapana Shakti of Jeshta Nakshatra. So, wishing you all a safe journey, a powerful journey, and a very intuitively learning journey through Ketu's transit from the Jeshta Nakshatra. Till we meet you again, stay safe, be happy.